All right, welcome Raisin Roan's Ranch Nation. It is a beautiful Sunday morning, and my husband Wayne is going to work with our 3-year-old Stallion Prospect Truck. Truck is a Swisher Hancock son. He is a brown roan, line bred Blue Valentine Joe Hancock breeding. This is going to be the second time that my husband has thrown the rope on him. The first time he was a little bit nervous, but if you look at him today, he's just got that loving look in his face. When you throw the rope on him like he's doing, it's a desensitizing exercise. And what it teaches them, several things, one of which is to stand quietly and to have the pressure taken on, put off, taken on, put off. And when we start working with him with sensitizing exercises, which would be movement type things, we always follow through with the desensitizing exercises. It gives them a chance to relax and not really have much asked of him. So when he starts into training more groundwork type stuff, if he ever gets antsy or he doesn't know what you're asking of him, you can always stop the sensitizing exercise and do this desensitizing exercise, and it will calm him down. So this is the first groundwork exercise that we will teach them. And I mean, he's doing really good, but let's say that my husband finds a spot where he's nervous, like right there. He will just keep doing the same thing to him until he relaxes. And then he releases the pressure and he knows that he is doing good. One of the things that we like to watch for is licking of the lips. And when they do that, then you know they're thinking about it. And when you start off, you can go a little slow, but as you see what he's doing now is he's like not being easy with it. He's just like throwing it at a little bit more aggressively. And then this degree of throwing it puts a little bit more pressure on him. We'll be able to throw it on all of his legs, and at one point, you know, you'll be able to swing it over his head and do all kinds of things with the rope, and he will be able to just stand there and take it. So again, we've only done one other day of this with him, and it was like just briefly in his stall to see what we had. And so this is actually his first real training outside of the stall. And this is another exercise that we work with. Keeps them out of your space. So we're teaching him how to back up when you wiggle the rope at him. See how he takes a step back? And then
pretty soon you'll be able to wiggle your finger at him and he'll back up.
And see, that's good. That's good right there. And the point is, you don't want them in your hula hoop space unless you allow it. And then when we allow it, see how he kind of bends his head, and he's allowing him back up into his space. With Truck being a stallion, he has got to learn respect. Because when his mind goes to being hormonal, we may not want him up in our space. Up in your space is a privilege. And he is really doing good. Really doing good. We've never wiggled the rope at him to get him to back up before. That is a first for him. And, wow, that's good. That's good, Truck. Look at you. One thing I've noticed about this one is he wants to please. He just needs to be taught what pleasing means. That's good. That's really good. Last thing you want is a pushy stallion.
Not yet. No, back up.
Good boy, Truck. Good boy. I'm gonna back up a little bit. I'm gonna back up over here a little bit. Put the sun behind me.
Scary. Oh, that was scary.
Oh, he's calm today. He's just taking it all in. And really everybody that handles him needs to do this groundwork with him. Because he's going to work for Dwayne. Doesn't necessarily mean he's going to work for me or Tennessee the same. So each one of us that handles him will have to work with the groundwork. Look at the way he's got his back leg cocked. All right, did you see what happened there? He was tossing the rope. Truck got a little bit aggravated and backed up. So Dwayne just followed him until he stopped, and then he released the pressure. So that's what watch will do it again. And that release of pressure is what lets him know that he's doing what we want him to do. This is Becky Bob right here. This is Truck's dame, and she is bred back the same way for a 2024 fall. I'm real excited to see what she's going to give us this year. Everything she's put on the ground has been nice. She is 16 2 and a half hands and weighs 1,500 pounds. My husband is about 6'2", and if I had to guess, I'm going to say Truck is about 15'2", 15'3" hands right now. When he matures out, he's going to be a big boy. Now, as far as AQHA is concerned, he turned 3 years old January 1st, like every other AQHA horse on the planet. They had the same birthday. But in reality, his birthday is in May. So in May, he will actually turn 3. So in my description, I'm going to call this lesson number 1 because as I stated earlier, he did a little bit of the rope tossing 2 days ago in the stall for less than 5 minutes. So this is actually Truck's first groundworking lesson ever. And he's doing really well. Look at you. You're a good boy. Man, he got that backing down quick. Sometimes when you teach them to back up like that with the rope, you have to really wiggle it hard or come down on them a little bit with knots, the training halter that he has on. It's got knots on pressure points on his nose. And we didn't have to do that with him. Just a little bit of a wiggle and he could pick that right up. But we are using training tools. So we've got the Clinton Anderson top halter with the pressure knots on the sensitivity parts of the nose. And then this rope is not a regular rope. It is 14 foot long and it has a weight on the end of it, which makes it a lot easier to toss on them. You cannot toss a regular rope. It just won't do that. You have to have one that has a weight on the end of it to direct it where you want to go. And I don't know how other people train, but praise is a big thing for us. And whether it's verbal or touch, all of our horses just eat that praise up because they want to do good. And if you look, he's loving all over him and he's got that back hind leg cocked. And that is a good lesson. You always want to stop at a good point, and he has had a good first lesson. And then he gets the relief of having everything taken off at a good point. Good job, both Dwayne and Truck. Look at that. I'm very excited about this boy. He's just always been very friendly and loving. He's just playing with him now. He's licking his lips. He's like, I don't have to do anything if I don't want to. All right, guys, thank you for joining us. Lesson number 1, Truck.